asking yourself, why did LeBron choose the Philadelphia 76ers? And if we didn't have any information, like a lot of us didn't yesterday, it does seem shocking. But if you pay attention to what he said in his explanation on social media, it all of a sudden starts to make a lot more sense. And it's basic, but it's important, which is that he valued winning a championship this season as number one. And, for the last couple of weeks, we were all trying to figure out, what does happiness mean? If happiness is his most important thing, what else does that mean? Does that mean golf? Does that mean family? Does that mean where he's comfortable, where he can live in a kind of house that he wants to live in, etc.? Well, he defined happiness with his choice being the winning a championship. And as soon as he decided that, whether he decided that 10 days ago or 10 hours ago, it put the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat in a tough spot, because even with LeBron joining, I just don't believe, and I don't think the league would believe, and I feel like LeBron either, that they are a championship team this year. The second thing is when you look at how important it was to have a comfort level with who's going to be on the roster. And I think Tyrese Maxey, being a clutch client, being a guy he's known for a really long time, that's a big factor here. Who fits winning where a clutch client is there that he can really partner with, that he's got a real history with. Even though Cleveland is home, he doesn't have a deep history with Donovan Mitchell, with James Harden, with those players. He has a history with Tyrese Maxey. They've known each other for a long time. They can say, let's work together on this. And he also had multiple conversations with Joel Embiid during this process to figure it out how this was going to be. And so once you listen to what he said, it really makes his decision more clarifying. And maybe it was the right decision, maybe it was the wrong decision, but I will say this: Philadelphia is now an instantaneous title contender. They certainly were not a month ago, but they certainly are now. And LeBron is a part of that, and that's where LeBron wants to be, especially if he's playing for the minimum.
LeBron's going to Philadelphia. What? This is the surprise of surprises. The Sixers starting lineup: Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid. He is indeed chasing a ring. That's undeniable, folks. There's nothing wrong with that. He will have a huge impact on the Sixers. Here's my initial negative read on it. This is going to be clunky in year one. It reminded me like Ocean's 11. They pull in all these stars to the movie. But to make that movie work, everybody had to step back a peg, right? The only problem is when you try to apply that to the NBA, it doesn't really work. Because in a series, we need role players. Don't ask about depth. They ain't got none.
All right, so LeBron James joins the Philadelphia 76ers. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. They tried to make this the storyline of the offseason, man. The storyline would have been if he would have fucking retired. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Tired of LeBron, bro. And I get it, bro. Like, once it's over, it's over. You don't want to come back. You retired and all this other stuff. Hit the link in the description. Like I said, find me everywhere. You see it there. The link tree. It's not a big deal to me, bro. I mean, the Lakers wanted him gone. Nobody wanted him in the Lakers. And now you put him on the Philadelphia 76ers, where you got four guys, who need the ball in the starting lineup. You got Joel Embiid, who ain't going to never be healthy. You know what I'm saying? You got LeBron that's going to miss some games. He can't play without the ball. Him and Joel don't have no defense. They cones out there. And then the crazy thing about it is Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, and then Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is just going to be the most, utility type guy in the situation. Is that he played with a guy like with Jason Tatum, but to me they never really like offensively meshed. They kind of like Kyrie and LeBron, your turn, and Luke and LeBron, your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. They never really was in sync as far as played in sync for real. It's like your turn, my turn, your turn. If you got it going, your turn. In today's NBA offenses, it's hard to really make these super teams work. You used to see, NBA teams with like 4 All-Stars or 4 or 5 really good players. You look at the Celtics, Parrish, McHale, Bird, Dennis Johnson. You know what I'm saying? You have 4 really good players in there, but they knew how to play with each other. They ran sets, they ran plays. They knew how to play with and without the ball. And this is another case of scenario where you might have the best defender in basketball in Jalen Brunson, but in general, you got 2 other questionable defenders in Joel Embiid and LeBron James. 2 questionable defenders at this point. Also, You got, you know, at least 3 guys or 2 guys on that perimeter who absolutely needs the ball to be effective. That's Tyrese Maxey. He ain't a true point guard at all. He's a scoring guard. And then you got LeBron James, who ain't shit without the basketball. His whole career, it's not going to change. Back when he was like, I'm ready to turn the keys over to Kyrie Irving, he ain't turning shit over to Kyrie. You know what I mean? So when you start to really look at it, look at that team and how it's built, and when you know basketball, you got 2 guys that's going to miss a ton of games this year. That's probably going to be injured when you most need them. Joel Embiid, that's not going to change. And I feel like if they could get rid of Joel Embiid, I know they would get rid of Joel Embiid. They got rid of Drummond. I don't know who they replaced him with. They should have went to go get Isaiah Stewart. But, you know, you get LeBron. It's no. In theory, people looking at the names, but LeBron James have never been part of some super team, and it actually looked like when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, where it actually looked like what they did in Boston with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo. And the difference between those 2 teams was Rajon Rondo was a point guy and Draymond was help facilitating, but Steve Kerr had hybrid triangle, hybrid San Antonio offense where they're moving without the ball. You know what I'm saying? They're moving without the basketball. So that's the crazy thing about it. And this offense, you know, who's the coach? What's my man's name? I forget his name. The question is, will they have an offense where it's going to take the ball out and they're going to be able to create opportunities? They're going to be able to create opportunities for each other within the offense, and it's not going to happen. You know, even when Jaylen Brown was in Boston, it didn't happen. It was, you know, all they did was jack up a bunch of fucking threes. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. So you got to think about it. Ain't none of these guys play really within a functional offense where guys are moving, Princeton style offense, a triangle offense where guys are moving. And at some point or a large chunk of the offense is creating the offense. If that making it, the system is creating the offense. It's going to be one-on-one. Do you understand this? That has the sacrifice that Maxey going to have to make for this to work? Defensively, he's probably going to have to be better. And he's going to have to be Rajon Rondo or Draymond Green or Scottie Pippen, you know, or Chris Paul for this to happen. And is he going to be willing to not score 30 points a game and then get you more 18 to 20, but sacrifice and facilitate and make? No, he's not. And then if he does that, is LeBron going to be able to get a ball up and play without the basketball? No, that's why Luka wanted that motherfucker gone. You know, that's why Austin Reeves wanted that motherfucker. It's a clusterfuck, bro. This is the recipe for disaster for Philadelphia. It's really a recipe for Jaylen Brown to look bad because in theory, it's Jaylen Brown's team. He's the best player on the team. He's going to play all the games. He's going to play minutes. He can defend. So where is he going to fall in with all of this? You know, Etchkin, where is he going to fall in all this? He another guy that's great with the ball. And I'm telling y'all, you got 4 guys that I see who everybody going to have to make a sacrifice. We know Brown going to play defense. We know that for a phys-act. But you got durability issues, you got ball control issues, you got ball handling. I mean, you got playing without the basketball. Who gonna handle the ball? Is they gonna be able to run an offensive system, which like 90% of the NBA don't run? It's a cluster. It's a recipe for disaster, to be honest. This is gonna be a letdown. You know what I'm saying? And even if all that go wrong, will LeBron be healthy? Will Joel be healthy at the right time? Will they be healthy and have the rust knocked off of them? You know, will Etchkin, will Maxey, will Brown stay healthy? Will they work together? To be honest with you, this is a horrible fit. And people going to say I'm hating because people looking at the name, but I'm looking at basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at basketball. LeBron James going to Philadelphia? No. Unless he going to change it. And even if he changes game, then you got Joel got to be healthy. Maxey, it's a lot that got to happen for this to be good. But I know people going to say I'm tripping. But we're revisiting. I could be wrong as hell. But hey, check out. I know I ain't, but I could. Check out the NBA Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. Join the Patreon. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Hype the video. Peace.
Yo, Philly? The Sixers? Yo, Philly. Yo, Philly. Yo, Philly. Yo, Philly. We got the king, y'all. We got the king. We got the king. Welcome to Philly, Brian. Let me know if you need any spots. Okay, let me know. Let me know if Jury needs any place to go to school. We know the entire school district. Savannah, we got you. We got you. Ron. Good, great choice, my guy.